time for your top 10. Coming in at number 10, Genworth Financial shares up nearly 2%. The seller of life insurance and long-term care coverage is eliminating 400 jobs. The cuts come as Genworth's CEO seeks to counter the pressure from low interest rates.
Number 9, Trish's Ciena, up almost 17% after the maker of communications equipment reported third-quarter sales forecast that topped estimates. Ciena is benefiting from surging demand for fiber optic networking gear. But this is actually what speeds communication by sending data via light.
Number 8, JM Smucker shares are falling 4%. The maker of fruit and peanut butter spreads forecast full-year earnings that missed estimates. Smucker sees adjusted earnings per share of $5.65 to $5.75 versus the consensus of $5.73.
All right, and we're coming up on number 7. It's ANN shares up nearly 2%, even though the owner of Ann Taylor and Loft Stores said net income fell 27% in the first quarter. Ann says cold weather hurt sales of spring and summer clothing and led to more discounts than planned.
I'm going to stick with this retail and shopping theme because number 6 is Vera Bradley, tumbling 8% after the handbag maker cut its full-year guidance and said its CEO plans to retire. Vera Bradley reported stronger than expected first-quarter results, but its second quarter and full-year guidance coming in below estimates.
Number 5, Procter Gamble down just a fraction. The consumer products maker is streamlining its business into 4 industry-based groups. The overhaul comes as recently returned CEO A.G. Lafley works to reignite growth at P&G.
You know, this is just such a fascinating story. You know, who's eventually going to get this top spot? A lot of intrigue here, guys.
A lot of intrigue, but it does sound like after this restructuring, they've now narrowed it down to just a few executives who could be in for that top spot. But ultimately, it's all about can P&G compete against a lot of these generic brands that are stealing market share.
And can they compete with Unilever, their arch rival? Their shares have been trailing Unilever's this past year.
Big questions out there. All right, we're moving on here to number 4. Verizon jumping 3% despite news that the National Security Agency has been collecting U.S. phone records of millions of Verizon wireless users. It's all part of a top-secret court order that dates back to the Bush administration requiring Verizon to hand over info about customers' calls.
Number 3 is Costco, climbing more than 1.5% after the warehouse club operator reported an increase in sales for the month of May. Costco reports comparable store sales were up 5% versus the estimate of 4.4%. And here's a little secret. It is Dom's favorite shopping place.
Number 2, Verifone plunging more than 20% after the maker of credit card terminals forecast third-quarter sales and profit that missed estimates. Verifone cites product delays in several global markets for the forecast miss.
All right, we're coming up on the number 1 stock of the day. SodaStream shares trading up more than 1% right now after PepsiCo denied a report that it is in talks to buy the home soda machine maker. An Israeli website linked PepsiCo to a buyout of SodaStream earlier today, but PepsiCo says the rumor is, quote, completely untrue.